smoke weed every day.
What's the motherfucking deal? Pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. All that other good shit. Welcome to the Kush DM, and I hope everybody is A-OK and doing well and swell and all that other good stuff, man. We're going to talk about some interesting stuff tonight. If you're not familiar with the Kush DM, the Kush DM is a 420 friendly conversation and community. We talk about various topics, have many discussions about many things. And, we're all friends in the den. Tonight we're going to be talking about body positivity and, whether or not that's even a real thing, or is that just something that people say to squeeze bucks out of the chunkier portion of the population. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm just all in shape, because I'm not. I definitely have some stuff to work on. I think a lot of people feel that way. But I want to know, whether or not if body positivity is a real thing. Is it something that you should be okay with? Is there a limit to it? But first and foremost, before we get all the way into this conversation, man, if you're not a smoker, it's okay. It's okay. Pour yourself up a nice adult beverage. If you don't drink, pour yourself up a nice warm glass of milk, because it's not about the smoking. We've been 2 months strong, reefer free. Week or so strong, tobacco free. We know nothing. And who knows when the last time we had some alcohol. But again, it's all about the conversation. That's ultimately what it is. See who's kicking it with us this evening. And again, like I say, we're going to get into some conversation. Don't ask me where this came from, but it's super funny. I think that what I'm starting to do with the den, I've been trying to find my little lane with the den as to what should I do with this? How should I operate it? I think I'm trolling. I think I'm definitely trolling with some of the Instagram posts and some of the shit that I do. But hey, it is what it is. It's all Gucci. Let's see what we got in the mix with us this evening, and let's get into the topic. So let's see Dr. Rabbit, Danny, HTX Savage, Heidi, I Gave You Power, McVice, DeMarcus, Max Vasquez. Good to see you all. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody's doing good. Now, my thing about body positivity is, one, I don't have a problem. I'll tell you, I don't mind a BBW. I don't mind a big girl, but there's a limit. I think you got BBW, then you got Fabs. And I think what the body positivity movement does is confuse. It blurs lines. Okay. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't be proud of who you are, but I think that there are some of us on the fringe of the population. Well, where it's a point where it's a health concern, honestly, just for you doing everyday stuff, that you shouldn't be buying into this body positive stuff. And I think that it just allows people to feel okay with themselves for being lackluster. Again, I don't think that everybody's supposed to be anorexic and skinny. Days, what's the motherfucking deal? I don't believe that. There are some big people. You got NFL players. You got fucking, I've seen some very big athletic broads. You got motherfucking weightlifting chicks. You got fucking Samoans. All Samoans are big for some reason, but that's just what it is. No, it doesn't apply to women, but it mainly applies to women, because women are the main ones pushing this whole narrative. Now, you shouldn't even complain, Heidi. You're like 2 fucking burritos away from borderline vanishing, working all hard in the gym and everything. So you should be anti this. But again, body positivity, in my opinion, there's a limit to it, but I think it gets to a point where it encroaches, where it actually passes that health concerns. You say, why people don't ask fat people how they got fat? Because it's easy. You don't even have to try. Fit people get respect because it's hard to get abs. Absolutely hard to get abs, man. Sandy Ravage, what's the deal? But again, like I say, there's nothing wrong with being big. If you're comfortable being big, that's fine. But I think once it gets to a point where I think you have like the chick in the thumbnail, that's not healthy. And a lot of these body positive, like I was trying to find one that kind of suited it, but the big girls only take pictures from here up, so it's hard to find them. But I think that you have a part where you have to take this into concern, because that's the movement. It's just, body positive. Like, I don't have to work out. I don't have to. And you don't have to do anything nobody wants to do. You don't have to do anything you don't feel comfortable doing. But at the same time, like, I don't get, like, in the same way where I'm like with races and shit like that. It's okay for us to bash one person, but then, like, say bashing white people. If a white person says something back, oh, you're automatically racist. I'm not racist because I'm saying it to you, but you're racist because you're saying it to me. It works the same way with this body positive thing. Women especially is where it happens. Oh, look at this skinny little fucking twig. She's anorexic. She's sick and this and this because she don't eat. Real men want, only dogs want bones. And you've heard all these sayings. But the moment you say, well, bitch, you kind of big, all that flies out the window. And then it's it's hate speech, and it's now you're being disrespectful. It's like always okay for the perceived victim to be able to speak out, but once somebody who's assumed to be in a position of power says something in return, they're the bad guy. That's racist. It is. It's racisms. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't. I don't subscribe to that, because my thing is, if you're happy with who you are, you don't need anybody to sell you this body positive shit. A thing is like, hey, let's be honest. Once you have to start doing extra stuff for you to move around and get by and do things that are not normal, you have to take some considerations into what it is that you're doing. You know what I mean? If you overlap on a plane seat that most normal people sit in and fit in just fine, but you're all about how, no, trust me, plane seats aren't always the most comfortable. Like, I ain't balling like that. I ain't first class on that ass. But that's one more of a height issue than a width issue. And so once you start overlapping and you start crossing over into other people's boundaries and borders, and you have to kind of move them out of the way just for you to feel comfortable, I think that's when you start to have, you need to have a conversation with yourself. She said cockpit. Shout out to the DPG. So my thing though is, I say this not to be rude, not to be upsetting, but I think that, because you go in these commercials, and I think there's a lot of misinformation being spread. I think that, because I saw something where this chicken, she was large and in charge, and she said, I'm healthy and I'm this and that. But you can't function doing stuff that most normal people do. You're not healthy, You never see anybody of the size of the chick who's like on my thumbnail. She's not running a marathon. And I'm not saying you have to be in a marathon to be healthy. That's probably another level of health that you would want to achieve. But there's a reason that all the people who do these extreme events, or you don't even have to be so extreme, normal athletic events, look a certain way, And healthy is a very vague word. You're not lying, Breaking News Braylon. Shout out to Breaking News Braylon. Healthy is a very vague word. But you don't see people of that caliber having extreme endurance or solid endurance even. Like I say myself, I don't have the greatest endurance, but I don't look like one of the marathon runners, but at the same time, I don't look like I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum either. But there's a reason that most people who are, you've never seen a big person on Ninja Warrior. You've never seen one of these body positive people on Ninja Warrior. Why is that? Because you're not of the same athleticism. I guess you could use athleticism maybe to try to do. Oh man, I'm obese. I've looked at the BMI, or maybe I've shrunk down since then. Since the last time I checked, I have to check. But when they say when you're not an athlete, when it's not muscle, it's a whole different spectrum that they put you on. But you just got to make a decision, man. And like I say, you have to decide. Either I'm okay with what I am and I embrace it, or you do something about it. Because what I say with the body positive thing is you get this collective of people who want to be praised for abnormality. What do we say? Abnormalities? I don't want to say they're abnormal. They're normal just like everybody else. No, 6'2", that ain't that bad. I thought you were gonna say like 6'4", 450 or some shit. But my thing is like you you gotta want it, man. And again, like, if you want to be praised and you want to be celebrated, then go do something that's worth celebrating. But again, we have this culture, especially here in America, where you have the foodies and the feedies and the gainers and shit like that. And the funny thing about all these gainer girls and all the guys that like them, it's the guys that like them are never fat guys. They're always like skinny dudes who like the big obese men. Why don't they get fat themselves? Well, there's a reason, again, but I guess if people want to be fetishized, then there's a boy, there's a decision to make. And again, like I say, the Kush Den is just about having open conversations, not to offend anybody. It's all everything. I mean well for the most part. I don't know about some of y'all in the chat. Some of y'all are vicious, and I mean, like I say, it's a situation where I think people have to take certain things into consideration. But again, saying stuff like this, I'm pretty sure is considered hate speech to some people. But my thing is, man, look, RP Apollo Creed, little skinny homies coming out the pen trying to find a shelter. You heard me? And again, man, it's just like I told you, like, I have no problem with a thick proportioned woman. I have no problem with a big girl, but there's a point where it's no longer big, where it's no longer what you would call voluptuous. There's a point where it's, hey, you may have to consider some things. If you struggling mightily to get up and down stairs, a single flight, then that might be an issue, I mean, there's just certain things. I mean, because stairs are built for normal human usage, and so San Antonio churro, that you have to, you got to just kind of compare some stuff. You can't blame the rest of the world for you being different because you've chosen an alternative lifestyle, and that's what happens with a lot of these. Your cell memory theory. Now, tell me about that, because you hear muscle memory a lot, and that's why I've had friends who were actually, or people I used to fuck with that actually work out pretty tough. And they always talk about, oh man, muscle memory. I'm like, man, this muscle didn't, if this muscle has anything to do with my regular memory, like I smoke and forget everything, shit, this muscle done forgot how to be swole. And we got to start from the very beginning. Because I've probably forgotten more shit than most people have fucking learned. I'll tell you, it's been out of there. But I'd like to hear your cell memory theory. Have you hard DNA memory? What's exactly with that? What's the difference between BBW and obese? I'd probably say in the stomach area. Have you heard of a DNA memory? I've heard of the DNA supposed to have some type, but like I said, I'm not sure the exact definition of what you mean. But if you want to go into that, I definitely, like I say, these are things that intrigue me, so I'd like to hear that. I think the Dutch relatives of Audrey Hepburn, they were starved by the Germans, so they ate tulips. All of their children became obese. Zamina, hold on, look, let me get my notebook out. I got to write down the suggestions. And, informative information. So y'all can probably see, like, I'm trying to do some different things with these thumbnails. So I've been on a kick of putting my face on them more, seeing if they're like, I'm just trying to do some testing with the Kush Den. A little bit of trolling, a little bit of swapping stuff up. So 1,000 gigs of memory for human live up to 800 years. They forget everything and go brain dead. Oh, that would be awful. I don't know about you, Danny. I don't know if I believe the things you say. But give me 1 second as we do this here. Now, the difference between, again, BBW and obese, honestly, I think where the fat deposits itself. Because I don't want to say just in the stomach, because there's some skinny people who like just have fucking big guts and, looking all weird and shit. So I don't want to say it's just in the stomach, but I think it's just how when you become misproportioned, things start operating inappropriately, and then when it becomes a health issue, like when you struggle to do normal things, because like I said, it's big motherfuckers who just live everyday life. You know, they be at it, they be getting it, working hard, nonstop, moving. But when it becomes an issue to where it's a struggle to do everything, I think you have issues. So pardon me, because I made a sandwich right before the Kush did, and I didn't eat it. Anybody else put fried eggs on their sandwiches? I don't know if EDP is up because I haven't paid that much attention to it. So you say, so let's see. In other words, having starving parents makes for fat children. Interesting. What makes peasants that come to the U.S. are enormous. Okay. Immediate ancestors went hungry. That's interesting. That's very interesting. What's the motherfucking deal, Wise? All right, a lot of the next generations of Americans could be thinner. I don't know, man. In America, I think it's a different mentality because, you know, when I just look at, you know, folks that I know, they have big parents, tend to have big kids, or their parents may have been big, they be big, and they have big children. I think it's just that it might be an eating habit. So I'm wondering about that. Fried egg on a sandwich, yes. I'll tell you, fried eggs is legit, man. Y'all, eggs on burgers is good too. That's how I first got started with it. Say rats were given a cinnamon orange shot with electricity. They had baby rats, and the baby rats, they put the orange scent and they flinched even though they were never shot. Ah, okay. Well, that's something very interesting. That's very interesting. We'll have to look into that and see what's that's something I have to do a little bit more research on. Let's see, cell memory. Rats and Dutch people. So, with the cell memory, did people just instantaneously learn how to clog dance and think? I don't fucking know, Danny. What kind of fucking question is that? I don't study fucking Africa. I'll worry about that if I ever go. Okay, so you're talking about using DNA for data storage like computer memory. Now, I believe it from Max. I don't believe it from Danny. Is that strange? Maybe so. I don't know. I have more. Oh, man. Man, the way the computer read it at the end was golden. Damn it. Hold on. Let me bring that back because y'all need to hear it. Because I don't ever really expect... Good fucking grief. That was hilarious. I got to bring that back. Because I don't ever expect fucking donations in the den. And so usually if I'm listening to music or something, I don't have the audio on because all that audio comes from the same source. But the way the fucking computer, the little computer voice said, but fuck it. Appreciate that love, Batty. Man, Batty been showing love from the sauce to the dead, man. I sincerely appreciate it. Look, we may still make it to the Honcho's Big Adventure yet. Probably not. It might be a month postponed, but I have some other things to do on my end. But we talked a bit about it in the mixer. Okay, Kush then. I'm gonna bring that back so y'all can hear it because you just got to hear that. That shit was hilarious.
Smoke some weed every day.
Here are some more bill money. Pretty sure I've pumped in about $50 the last 2 days. But fuck it.
But fuck it. That shit is so fucking funny. I appreciate that love, Matthew, man. Definitely hold it down. I sincerely really do appreciate that. We're gonna get the den crack. Look, that'll pay for the Kushline, so I need to crank it up. What, Danny? I mean, you just I just got to get used to you coming back around because you be here and you disappear. Who was it had it? Was it you or Dominic that had all the damn chickens? I think it was Dominic that had all the chickens and shit. So there's that. Well, yeah, poop hole. The robot knows about the poop hole loophole. Hey, don't have a kid, but fuck it. I still like you, Dad. It doesn't mean that I don't like you. I just got to be cautious, whether or not I trust your information. You know what I'm saying? That's just all that means. I think you're an all right person. The poop hole loophole. The poop hole loophole is an alternative to vaginal sex, you know. So there's that. Yeah, no smoking. I didn't cut out. I ain't even fooling with the Black and Milds, man. I had to cut them out because I wasn't really getting nothing from the Black and Milds. Though. Like it's just a waste of money. Because I smoke them. They do nothing for me. It's just like I guess that feeling of actually just smoking something. And so, like I say, when it gets right, I still have to. Because like I said, it was the part of the big adventure was going to be something before I got back to smoking. But like I say, if my OG guy comes back in it, look, I might say fuck it, but fuck it. You looked up the poop hole loophole. You were scarred that day. Yeah, that's why I say I don't really fuck with no alcohol. I don't really drink like that. That's why I say that's my deal. Like, if I do anything, I'd rather just smoke. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, man, I didn't get your email, man. If you don't send me your email, I'll add you to the league. And I got to send Wise. I got to send you. I got to figure out what notebook I got in. I got to send you the PlayStation people who signed up for the Madden, and I got to send Wink the Xbox ones. So I probably like the stream, but fuck it. So hold on, I missed something. Y'all were talking about meal prepping. And you just put lunch meat on your ramen noodles. Hey, that's the gangster way. And I missed what y'all were saying about meal prepping. But fried egg on a rice bowl, grilled chicken, that is like. Oh, you doing meal prep right now? Okay. Oh, okay, this skip because Danny using profane words, so it didn't show up in the thing. You learned a lot about the black web. Oh man, yeah. You got to be careful on that place. I wouldn't risk it, but if you want to live if you want to get on the deep dark web, you'll be surprised about. I don't know. It might be a topic one day about what you can find there. You say fear is inheritable. Explains human fear of heights and snakes. I was gonna go somewhere with that, DeMarcus, but I'm just gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it OG. Yes, I'm not gonna go turn it into a joke. But yeah, definitely. Like I used to when I was working outside, like in high school. That's what I used to do. I used to motherfucking me after fucking a solid ass workout, hook up a spread, fucking bunch of different meats and shit up in that bitch, some noodles and shit. Just really hook that hoe up, and shit, get full, get fucking fat full. To turn to swole full. But man, square all day. I'll never break the ramen up. Hell no, man. Fuck no. I fucking I go straight with it. Say perhaps a fear of race or gender. What are you trying to say? You trying to say well, I don't know. Because we're talking about the what are we talking about? Oh yeah, body positive. Is race a factor in body positivity? Does that matter? Like, hey, I'm afraid of. I like certain bodies, but if a body looks a different race, is that a negative or a positive? Well, yeah, I definitely. Well, I think it's the connotation that goes with connotation ain't the right word. There's the belief of what snakes are capable of, especially on TV and different shit you get ingrained with snakes. You hear these stories about snakes wrapping people up and biting people and doing that. Now, I don't know. I don't know if body positive is more black, because you look at all these campaigns I know Dove started a bunch of that bullshit. But anyway, like, first one, my whole point really to get into body positive, and then we'll jump into some other stuff, is that, like I said, I don't have a problem with anybody being any size. I mean, it's your life, you live it, you know, but fuck it. But, you know, I think that body positivity, this movement, is a scam. You know what I mean? I think it's like something a lot of these companies use. I think it's something a lot of people use to convince women to, yeah, hey, we're with you. We're right with you. And we support you. And a lot of times these people don't give a fuck. These big companies don't give a fuck. Dove had the body positivity campaign where they made bottles in different body types. Like, if that ain't the stupidest fucking shit, like if that affected your decision in buying Dove because they made different size bottles, if you're complaining because bottles look a certain way, well, those Dove bottles are an emulation of women's bodies and they're all tall and slender. Like, bitch, you thinking too deep into it. You don't have enough problems. You don't have enough real problems in your life to go out and deal with. Like, you're not fucking around in the real world. You fucking living in fantasy land. And if you're white on the outside, black on the inside, I don't know. Ask Rachel Dolezal. Ask Sean King how that works. You know, I don't know the rules. I'm black on the outside, so it doesn't work for me to do that. You know, I got created snakes before lawyers because he needed practice. JCPenney had some shit like that too. Okay, I didn't know anything about that. Ramen chips, never heard of that. He said if a snake has cat-like eyes, it means it has venom. If it has normal pupil, then it's worse. Good bite infection. I don't want the infection. God damn it. But thanks for the tip, Danny. I guess I'll believe you on that one. But what is it? What is it? Red and yellow kill a fellow, or is it what is it? Black and red? Like what is it? Like the corn snakes or something like that? Red and yellow kill a fellow. Googling Katie's eyes right now. Oh, that was you, Balin, who was fucking sending me that damn invite. I was deliberately ignoring that. I don't pay no attention to damn fucking. So the psychology is psychologically. I'm using all kind of. I'm gonna learn English one day, man. When I master that shit, I'm gonna be a bad man. The psychology literature on fear shows nurture factors affect phobia, not nature factors. Oh. I could believe that. All right, man. I need to catch up on Better Call Saul. That was a good show. I think I caught the first, maybe second seasons, and I'm probably a couple of. Better Call Saul, I'm behind. Archer, I'm behind. What's the other show that I watched that I know? I'm way behind a couple of seasons on South Park. I think that's about it. That's like probably the only stuff I probably fuck with. I'm trying to think what else comes on that I would watch. But what do you think happens after death? I don't know. I think you just die. Like, I don't know if I want to ponder too far into it. I'll see what happens. You know, I don't want to set a high bar for myself and, well, just fucking be dead and nothing else happens after that. Damn, it's already about to come. Damn, I'm way late on South Park. I'm going to catch up on that shit. I still ain't even seen fucking Infinity War. Fuck it. It's a bunch of shit. Like, it's a bunch of movies I ain't seen. Like, I got to, fuck with South Park. What? Okay, KD going to the Lakers next year. If he does that, he's the biggest super snake of all time. Say, Daddy, go get your kid looking lovely into a cobra's eye. I'm not going to fuck with a snake, period. So, there's that whole thing. Snake meets shovel. Shovel meets snake. New boots. So by that I mean, does everything go black when you die? That's what I think. I mean, I think you just clock out, man. I'll put 2 pizza slices, get made to a pizza sandwich. That's what's up. That's what's happening. Let's see. It's not some abstract clinical studies. Okay, man, like I say, y'all get those studies, man. Shoot me some of them studies. I need to start reading some different stuff. I need to read some more of the shit that I got. I've been just, like I say, my time has been off, so I need to get better at time management. That's like my biggest problem is time management. Domingo's Pizza? Where's Domingo's Pizza? I'd like to try that. They say it's about to come out. Oh, okay, that's okay. I got to check it out. I thought you said it was going to be over with. I'm about to say, well, damn, I don't know why I read that completely differently. I read it like it's about to feel like it'll be over. I'm like way over. So you don't want to age, man? Fucking, that's a part of life. Like, that's what I think. A lot of people fear getting older. I wonder why that is. When you get experience, I mean, if you take care of yourself, it's not so bad. Most of us don't take care of ourselves because everything we eat is fucking artificial and synthetic. And I got a question with that. You know, like, whose job is it to be aware of the food? I mean, is it the companies who put this food out? Is it their job to tell you that this shit is full of bullshit? Or is it your job to really do the research and know what the fuck you're eating? Because, I mean, honestly, and I eat it. I'm not going to sit there and act like I'm all holier than thou, but I know what I'm doing when I do it. But you eat a lot of this shit is not food. The majority of this shit is food products. You know what I'm saying? You know, and so that doesn't mean food product. Just like when you go and you get the extra cheap cheese, it doesn't say cheese on it. It says like pasteurized cheese product. So, you know, it's not really cheese. It's just kind of like cheese. It don't melt like cheese. It don't eat like fucking cheese. You know, you say 40, 60. If you eat pussy, how many calories? I think it depends on if she's body positive or not. That's how you'll know how much calories are in the pussy when you eat it. So I think there you go with that. But I mean, nothing wrong with fearing dying. I mean, it's part of life. You know, who was it? Was it Steve Jobs that said that death is the greatest invention of life? Because I mean, you know, eventually you're gonna clock out, and that should be your motivation to be great within the time that you have. Now, that I'm paraphrasing like a son of a bitch. It was nothing close to that, but something along the lines of death is the greatest invention of life. Because can you imagine how lazy people would be if they knew that no matter what they'd live forever? People wouldn't do shit. Like, all y'all motherfuckers would play Fortnite for years. Like, I'd spend a decade of your life fucking playing Fortnite. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. I'm saying his name 5 times like the Candy Man. Tofu cheese. Oh, that's awful. Steve Jobs is probably cooler than people think. I think a lot of these people do a lot of stuff that, you know, when you're rich, you can get away with shit that, you know, normal people can't. That's why I only want to be like kind of rich so I can get away with the shit that normal people can, but I don't want to be like famous rich. Like, oh, look at that motherfucker. He's super famous rich. But if you black out for beers a year, then that's it. But I mean, eventually, you know, if you could live forever, I think what would happen is, let's say that there was no natural causes of death. I think you'd have people who would just fuck people off just because. Like, overcrowding would be a motherfucker. You know, food would definitely get much more scarce. I don't think you'd have some of the great people who were ambitious. I don't know if their ambition would be the same, you know? So you don't want to black out, you want to see the light. So what happens though if you die? What if those are the only options? You die and there's the light or there's just no light. What happens then? That's fucking funny. You know what? That's hilarious fucking day. You know, I'm gonna make a skit. Like I said, I'm gonna figure out some shit. I'm gonna change up the game one day. Maybe start doing some skits for the Kush Den, like regular videos. But it would all be full of nothing but inside jokes. Like only the regulars in the Kush Den would understand them. That would be a fucking hilarious skit. Phoenix. Good evening, Phoenix. But I don't know, man. The thing is, like, you shouldn't spend time really worried about the afterlife, I don't think. I think you need to be worried about the one you got. Because, like, what if there is no afterlife and you spend all that time worried about it and you missed out on the opportunities you had here? You know, what if that's the case? But, like, my belief is, like, regardless if you believe in God or whatever you believe in, let's say there is a God. God made earth for man to inhabit. Why die to go to heaven? Like, what is so great about heaven if, in the Bible even said like the angels were coming down to earth to basically fornicate with human beings and do all that shit. That's where the Nephilim and shit came from. You know what I'm saying? Japan. Shout out to Japan. They got all the fucking old people still kickboxing and shit. But that's cool though. It's all good. You're like allowed to. All sports is like it's soul healing. Houston sports. All right, I had to finish the fucking sandwich. All right. But that's my view. Like, if Earth is where the paradise was, and why is that everybody wants to go to heaven? I'm sure of course it's not the paradise anymore, but if that's where Adam and Eve were, there was a paradise once. He built it to be special. He didn't, take 7 days or whatever building heaven and putting some animals and shit in heaven. Heaven's probably boring as shit. You ain't got no fucking pets. You know what I'm saying? Like, no pets in heaven. I don't think you have genitals in heaven either. Because, think about it. Who the fuck, where are you going to piss at in heaven? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just be serious. So, you're not eating shit. And what, like, and even if there was a heaven, all right? And it's just, like I said, everybody has their own beliefs. I'm talking a little shit here. I'm going to talk a little crazy sometimes. Like, why did the angels want to come down? You know what I mean? Like, seriously, like, why did the angels want to come down and fornicate? Like, were they not having sex in heaven? Was that not a thing? Were there no female angels? Was God the original misogynist? Like, what's going on here? It took him a second to come up with an idea for Adam to have a chick. It wasn't like he just built them both immediately. This is what the Bible says, right? And I'm just saying, the angels, like that, isn't that what happened? Like, the angels came down, kind of got frisky with the human beings, and that's where the Nephilim and shit came from. Grapefruit juice is great. How dare you? Like I said, I'm not the biggest Bible person ever, but I'm saying, there's little bits and pieces I recall and remember. And that's why I'm asking, if you're more adept with the Bible knowledge, I'm just inquiring. But if you don't believe, I'd like to know what your belief in the afterlife or what happens after death would be. So what if the Bible is actually based on aliens? So we're going into Scientology here. She go, beast, I can't release. Well, you can. You just got to pick you're going to have some extra holes, you get you some extra creases. Look, you can get it in. You just get some extra skin. So that's all I'm saying. The first two people, Adam and Eve, they had 2 sons, Cain and Abel. They got married to 2 mystery bitches that came from nowhere. Now, I wonder about that too. I always wondered about that too. Like, where did Cain and Abel's wives come from? And if that's the case, if, Adam and Eve populated everything, there's a lot of incest going on. That's what a newborn is born right now. Do they know they haven't seen things in 10 billion of years? I don't know. Did you know? I'm just wondering. Like I say, that's what it's a lot of stuff to question. And I think that either way you go, you leave out some important details. I don't know, Dr. Rebel. You eating Hot Pockets and groom's cake and pizza sandwiches with grapefruit juice, strawberry milk. You're going crazy, man. You're going crazy. We say sometimes I'm religious day, sometimes I'm alien day. But that's what I think. That's why I think you just got to have an open mind, But what if God is all hardcore and he's just like, I'm not tolerating any of that bullshit that you're on. If you don't believe in the exact right thing, you don't get to make it. Like, how do we know? We live on this planet, especially in the day and age of the internet. And it talks about that somewhere in the Bible that, that people will put out misinformation and confuse people and things like that. how do we not know that this is that age? Because you think about it. Fucking a fake celebrity death happens every day. That shit gets spread like wildfire. You have all kind of people believing in fake news, as according to Mr. Trump. You have people who, again, they make a living putting up fake websites to get people to buy shit and do different things. And it can get confusing, I think, especially for the children now, because we rely so heavily on the internet for everything, that they're definitely going to have a hard time understanding what is and what isn't. Say student honey sees around the corner. What? Curry, LeBron, destroyed Trump. I don't know. I didn't see all that. Drive slow in school zones. No. Extra points and fucking, when school's in session, extra points for bodies. You can't wait to get jumped. What kind of school do you go to, Dr. Rabbit? Like, why would you, don't get jumped. Just don't do that. You know, like, just say no. The good thing about school season, like, you know, and I tell, like I say, be my old lady, we talk shit all the time. Ain't Travis Scott on there? I seen something about that. Travis Scott's a strange guy. He is. He's a very strange guy. God, aliens are a floppy disk. Yeah, because you have the people who believe that we are gods because we create. Little Troy, he got to pick like all the music. What? Want to be a ball on that, huh? Little Troy getting paid. I wonder if he cut him a check. Cause Little Troy is a regular guy now. That dude is regular than a motherfucker. Last time I saw him, he was definitely normal. Let there be fight. Said Colonel Bravo said they won't win if they win the NBA championship. It doesn't matter. Trump will just say he didn't invite him anyway, and people will believe him, and you know, there's that. So, like, Trump is a master of, I don't want to call it deception, because then he'd be like he's a fucking illusionist or a magician or something. He's definitely not that. But, and I don't want to say personal PR, but the people who follow him, they love him with loyalty, you know, and it's very interesting. But I guess, you know, Little Troy just passed, did he? I thought he was still alive. I had seen his Instagram not that long ago. If he did, then I definitely missed out. I seen his Instagram a couple of months ago. And he just looked like he was doing some regular stuff. Him and T2 looking regular as hell. But my thing is, especially to have one of the greatest songs in Houston history, and you just, I don't know. No shit, he died in May. Damn. That might have been when I said, actually, I'm saying a couple of months ago, but it's probably more than that. That's unfortunate. Like, that motherfucker must have died like right after I saw his Instagram. Good grief. And everybody you pick, your family picks on. It was the other dude on the track. Oh, okay. I hope not. That would be very unfortunate. But like, speaking of body positivity, and jumping back to that, there's a dude that actually died recently up in Dallas. I think his name was Fat Crip or something like that. And my thing is funny because, like, you know, Slim Thug was the first one I heard with like one of them basic ass names, and I started thinking like everybody copied him after that. Slim Thug, you think about that. My name is Slim Thug. He's a thug and he's slim. That's how he started out. And so he just kept that basic ass name. Then you got these motherfuckers from Dallas, Fat Pimp. So I swear he copied the fucking name from Slim Thug. Just, well, this is what I am and this is what I do. I don't know if he was a real pimp or not. Big T, yeah, Big T, yeah. Oh yeah, Big T did die. Hell yeah. And then you had some other guy named Fat Crip. And the Fat Crip guy just died, but he was like obese as shit, man. And the fact that people are surprised, like, I hate to say it, but I mean, he just, the dude, if you like looked at his pictures, he looked extremely unhealthy. You know, and again, not trying to make light of anybody's death or anything like that. But like, if you got a partner like that, you got to say, hey, look, man, look, Jack, you got to take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You've been doing this. You, like, I don't know how it all works. I'm not a fucking kinesiologist. But, you know, that all that extra weight and stuff has to put like extra pressure on your heart. I know when I was getting pushing close to 300, you know what I'm saying? This was a couple of years back, but I felt miserable. You know what I'm saying? Bone Crusher, exactly. Bone Crusher, I don't know if he's still alive or not, but he was walking around on a cane and shit. All that weight got to him. It's like, if you're not using it in a beneficial manner, if it's not to help you and your livelihood, you got to seriously figure out a way to get rid of that shit. Like, but what you have with these body positive movements, and they're encouraging people to live like unhealthy life, man. I mean, and to consume, and just eat whatever you want, do whatever you want. You're still beautiful. Sure, somebody finds you attractive somewhere, somehow, but you know that you're uncomfortable in your life. Instead of saying, okay, I gotta get in a better shape and fix myself, you'll get mad at motherfuckers for not making clothes that fit you or some shit like that. When, you know, oh, well, why do my clothes cost so much more? Well, you use extra fucking fabric and shit like that. Your seats cost more because you overlap. You take up two people's seats. Like, you see shit, some Force Brothers say these dudes get depressed and get angry if you try to fuck with them. I mean, but that's what I'm saying, because they fall in love with the one thing that's remained loyal to them, and that's food, man. And so obesity and cocaine don't mix well. Yeah, that's not going to get it done. I mean, if you're going to do it, just binge tough, you know. No. But yeah, big fun, even shit. And I mean, think about it. Big Pun even said, man, I'm trying to live, you know, I'm trying to lose weight, blah, blah, blah. And then he died. Like, you're putting a unseen amount of stress, you know, fat around your fucking organs is terribly unhealthy. And you're just telling all these people, like, hey, it's okay to do you, just do it. Because you want them to buy your fucking products, or it ain't about feeling good. Like, this the problem with this world is, like, that's why I say, man, talk shit. If I ain't doing something right, that's why, you know, I like constructive criticism. It's something I'm lacking in. And trust me, I examine my flaws quite often, like extremely often. I'm always judging myself, you know, and get him. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's what I'm saying, though. But the thing about that is you got to do some other shit. I'm sure there's, you know, I was reading something about what was good to help clear your arteries and shit. And just because you're not fat doesn't mean your arteries are fucking clear. But you see Fat Joe, he started losing weight after that shit put the fear of God in him. He lost weight. You just got to fucking, damn, they even had to fight. I don't know if they had to be. I don't know if it's that bad. I mean, the eating disorder is just eating. Like, and I can understand it, because there'll be times where I'll be on point. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fucking with that shit. But then there's time I'll fucking just eat bad for the sake of fucking eating, you know? Sugar is an addiction. Like, sugar is a drug, but it's in everything. And because people like it, then they don't necessarily see the, I ain't been hitting Taco Bell tough like that. I ain't gonna lie, like this weekend I hit Taco Bell. I hit up some of them nacho fries a couple of times. But when I first stopped smoking, I ain't hit Taco Bell for like a while. But it's only convenient because it's close. And because if I do get some late night munchies, it's fast. Nacho fries and Scotty. I gave Scotty some fucking nacho fries. He fucking got some. He had some cheese and some nacho fries. It's all Gucci, you know. I didn't eat all the nacho fries. Scotty got some. So, you know, there's that. Fucking Scotty was harassing me for the fucking nacho fries. So I told you he's a fat dog. Yeah, Taco Bell will put you in a bad position. But my thing is, like I say, so it's not to sit here and just be judgmental, because I make a lot of bad eating decisions too. And my biggest excuse is because I had stopped working out probably for like the last 2 weeks. Because my fucking shoulder had been kind of fucked up, and it's actually kind of feeling good now. I need to get back on it, so I don't have that excuse anymore. But I was feeling like some pain in my shoulder, so I was like, I'm a chill for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna try to, like, you know, kind of rest it up and see how it feels in a week or so. But now that it's back in action, I need to get back in the gym. I don't have any excuses now. I mean, I didn't even think about it till just now. And so, what's today? Wednesday. Okay, yeah, we'll get it back in action. I'll probably have to double up maybe tomorrow or something like that. And I'll be good. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then just kind of no days off. Start back off on Monday and then do back on the 4 times a week. But again, like I say, I see this one central dude, cartel dude, a couple miles where I'm at. He was a huge dude, got shot about 35 because of weight, but then died from a heart attack. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's crazy. I remember hearing the story about the dude who went to Harris County and fucking, like, they couldn't search him fully because he was so big. The motherfucker had like a 9 under his fucking gut. Like, some crazy shit, or one under one of his fucking flabs or something like that. I'm like, that is fucking ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I share with the dog. But I'm just saying, man, it's just, you know, and I say these things because, but I say, you know, with the body positivity, you know, you're trying to sugarcoat people. Like, you can't tell people good stuff and expect them to get right. You can't sugarcoat stuff to people. That's what I was saying earlier about, you know, that's why I'm always self-checking myself. And sometimes I act on it, sometimes I don't. But my thing is, you gotta want better. If you don't get uncomfortable, you don't excel. If you don't, you know, if you don't motivate yourself, something like there's no motivation from being comfortable. There's no success. There's no growth from saying, oh, okay, you're fine. It's okay with you, with the way you are. And then you fucking clock out. I don't know what happened to him. Why did they do? But knowing that you're miserable, knowing that you're unhappy with yourself. I know it's a fucking tough road, but people have done it before. It's a dude that I follow. Well, I don't follow him on Twitter, but I check up on every now and then, and he's huge, but he's been putting in work. He's been using Twitter as motivation to go to the gym. The only thing is that he goes to Planet Fitness, and Planet Fitness is not the place you want to go. These motherfuckers have pizza and donuts and shit at the fucking entrance and shit like that. You know, it's okay as long as you did a little bit of working out and you fucking get, yeah, you like, I mean, that shit's crazy to me. Like, this is a gym that just wants to keep you working in a fucking cycle. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate. And you fucking, it's crazy. It's super crazy. I'm like, it's not even a gym. Like, they get mad at you for wearing, you can't wear like wife beaters. I remember they kicked a 50-year-old lady out of there in California. And, cause she had been working out. I guess she started off kind of big. She'd been working out. She was looking good. Like, she had gotten in shape, you know, her body was looking right. And they kicked her out because somebody complained that she looked too sexy. Wasn't wearing anything but what you'd see a woman normally wear. I guess maybe it was like one of the little, not necessarily like a little sports bra, because I think it actually was like a full little shirt, but kind of like the little straps or whatever. And whatever, but it wasn't like nothing was hanging out. It wasn't anything, nothing outlandish. Like, you know, I'll talk shit about motherfuckers when they wear crazy shit. If I'd have been that old thought, that fucking dirty old whore trying to get some young attention, I'd have said it. You know me. But it was actually appropriate workout gear, and they kicked her out. They kicked one dude out because he was naked. Judgment free zone. Yeah, I do my best working out butt naked. God damn it. That's the only reason I want to get rich, so that I can get build me a nice home gym with an indoor pool and an outdoor pool, with an indoor basketball court and an outdoor basketball court. You know, then I'll be doing all right. So, you know, there's that. You know, Ray J style. And then I can get hats that switch up on you. But, but like I say, you know, it's just, it's really unfortunate, man. I just want people to win. But I feel like if you got to get a little uncomfortable to get that win in, then fuck it. Make motherfuckers uncomfortable, man. Like, if you gonna kill yourself, if people wiping themselves out because people are telling them a little something now, it's one thing to motivate, it's one thing to just be fucked up about it. But the thing is, if you're gonna kill yourself because you're so unhappy with what people are saying about how you look, but your health and eating habits are probably gonna make you die anyway, what's the real loss? What is the real L that you're taking here? You know? So this game, no, it was no winner. I want to play some PUBG tonight, but I got 2 fucking more episodes to finish on this bitch, and yeah, and I got to fucking I want to finish them up. I do. I definitely do want to finish them hoes up, but. Man, I've had some crazy dreams I want to talk about. That's what I need to do. Like, whenever I have a dream, I need to have a dream segment on the den to talk about the dreams from the night before. I can't quite remember what today's was. It was something interesting. But the other day I had a dream that I went to a barbershop, and this barbershop was jumping like the livest fucking barbershop I've ever seen. And undo your Ray J channels on the Know Your Texas video. I've checked it out. That might be funny. Yeah, Dead by Daylight, that's my shit. I'm legit on Dead by Daylight. But I had this dream. I went to a live ass barbershop. I was just gonna go to get an edge up, like, cause I got a hair appointment. It's like in a couple of weeks, and I hate the fact like right around school season, all the fucking everybody's fucking booked up, and I don't really just be trusting new fucking hairstylists, and I don't trust natural hairstylists without natural hair. So if like a bitch has like weave in her head, I'm not gonna go to her. I won't do it. But I was like, okay, I got my hair done in the dream, and so I went to go get an edge up, and let's go to this live ass barbershop. It's fucking packed, like it's got screens, and this bitch is like huge, big fucking, I couldn't tell you how many square feet, but a solid size, I mean big for a barbershop. And you had chairs everywhere, big mirrors, fucking lights, all kind of nice shit. They playing fucking rap music, it's jamming in that hoe. Had like some boppers in that bitch, like some little girls who like walk around serving. It was like it was almost clubbish, but not quite. You know, motherfuckers sitting down and shit. And there was like one barber that nobody was going to, but I was like in a fucking rush. And I'm like, shit. They're like, man, you know, he can take care of you because it's my first time ever going to. He's like, oh, he can take care of me. I'm like, all I need is a fucking lineup. Just line my shit up. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like I need nothing major. So why, and I mean, this dream felt real than a bitch, dog. Why did this motherfucker cut all my shit off? Like, gave me the fade dreads. You know what I'm saying? Like, faded all my shit off. You know, so I had dreads on top, but then like cut them short and then dyed all the fucking tips red. Like, and I'm sitting in the chair like a dumbass, like I can't get out the chair in the dream. Like I know that this shit is not going right. This shit is not the haircut that I requested, but I can't get out the fucking chair. And fucking, like, when I say the shit felt fucking real as shit, like when I did eventually get out the chair after it was all over, I ended up beating this dude's ass, dog. Because I looked in the mirror, I was like, oh, what the fuck? You got me on some little fucking yachty shit. Ended up beating the dude's ass and woke up. And it was probably a good 15 minutes before I touched my head just to make sure the shit wasn't real. Because I was just afraid, like, I'm going to touch the side of my fucking head and it's going to be smooth and I'm going to be livid. Like, I'm going to go kill somebody. But woke up, everything was okay. Still got the big long naps and we all Gucci, man. It was definitely crazy. Do I go to shop? Man, I don't go as often as I need to, and I should go every time I fucking I go get my hair done. But if I do, it's just to go to get, you know, to get lined up. You know what I'm saying? But and like I say, half the time I don't fucking want to wait because, like I say, I don't really have a barber ever since I moved. And like I say, because, you know, I told you I abandoned fucking everything I used to fuck with. I like cut everything off, even my old barber and shit. So I haven't found a real consistent barber. There used to be one next door at the chick I used to go to, but we made the mistake of kind of becoming friends with the last chick. Because she had a daughter and the little one, you know, they became friends and shit, and we was cool and all that other shit. But then some little okey doke type shit happened, so we cut that whole situation off because it's just certain stupid shit. Like I can't stand, like, you know, when you subscribe to a belief that has nothing to fucking do with you. Like this chick was raised, had nice parents, they got a decent amount of money. You know what I'm saying? Not pocket watch or anything, but they live in a nice home, got nice stuff. She's a college chick. You know, really ain't ever had to do nothing. But then you go off and you subscribe, you know, she's all, oh, yeah, you know, the police, they gonna kill you. And they gonna do all this, like, all this super pro-black shit. But it's like, you ain't never had to deal with none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had never had to deal with any of this shit. You just watching shit on fucking TV. You listen to all these little weirdos that come into your shop because your shop is in a black area. And then you're like a fake Jamaican. Like, you from fucking New Orleans or whatever. You want to be a Jamaican just probably because you got some Jamaican dick somewhere along the line. You're not a fucking Jamaican. You're fucking obsessed with this fucking reggae music shit. And it's just like, man, come on, man. It's just like little weird shit. Like, you've lived in nice areas. You ain't never had to worry about none of these problems. Like, you just, like, why be worried about it? Kind of in the same situation when Wayne was like, man, I don't have to worry about that Black Lives Matter shit. I'm young and I'm fucking rich. Why would I have to, you know, that why am I subscribed to that? You know what I'm saying? Like, that has nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? And that's just kind of how it is. It's super funny, though. Like, I find the shit so funny with these automatic followers. That's why I say that's what I'm fucking. Can you have culture vultures with the same race? Yeah, absolutely. I think there's different subcultures of culture vultures. This is so fucking funny to me, dog, because, like, honestly, like, I'm fucking trolling with a lot of this fucking shit that I post on the gram. And so when I see these people follow me that have nothing to do with what I'm talking about, like, you know, this one's talking about why you shouldn't be all body positive, and they're all liking the shit, and they're all in that whole body positive program mentality. Like, I'm talking about all the opposite of everything you're talking about, lady. Oh my God, she looks like a fucking can of biscuits. But she got a nice pair of dogs, though, like actual dogs, not nothing else. Somebody's talking about you're killing Instagram, solid post. Yeah, all right. But like I say, this shit is fucking funny as shit to me. Like, this isn't what you think this is. This is something completely different. But hey, if you like it, I love it. Yeah, y'all better look. Y'all better go to school and shit. I don't give a fuck. Trust me, I don't give a shit about none of that shit. Like, you made those choices. You made that decision. Like, but the funny thing about it is, like, didn't even really listen to the shit, because I said more so along the lines of, you know, there's going to be responsibilities that if you date a single mom, and in reality you're losing. But the first thing I said is I date a single mom. So what the fuck can you get mad about? People just read shit, read headlines, and get pissed off at headlines and don't really check to see what the context is. So that's why I say, man, it don't even fucking matter. Like, you know, if you're just going to read a headline, then I'm going to fucking troll the shit out of you. Then that's just basically what the fuck is going to be. Like, it's your own fault if you don't really go in to see what is being talked about, and you just get mad at some shit you see. Hey, what's going on here? These aren't abs. You got good abs. I got the same kind of abs. Be free, all this other stuff. I guess that's body positivity too, being able just to be naked all the time. That's cool. I'm a look. I'm definitely a looker. That just is what it is. If you post it, I'm a look. Not so much. But that's what I also noticed too with that body positivity shit. So a lot of that shit has to do with just being able to be freaks and shit like that, and don't judge me for being a freak. Okay, whatever. This is one of my favorite posts I've seen in a while. But again, that's what happens when you just fucking follow hashtags and shit like that. You know, good luck for you. You said kids go to school at 27, they need to go soon. That's fucking hilarious. Graduate in December. Oh, just a little bit more to go. You're almost done, broski. Freedom. Yeah, Will Smith. I wanna live my life like Will Smith. I'm gonna start doing Will Smith shit. Now, I don't know if I want to do all the Will Smith shit. There's some whispers and murmurs about Will Smith and his actions. So, you know, there's that. But Will Smith seems to live a relatively upbeat life. Been on top of the rap charts, been on top of the movie charts, been on top of the TV show charts, which I don't even think that's a thing. And then popping bottles of brew. Will Smith has just been the man. But yeah, so That's hilarious. Because some things are just so funny that I just can't laugh at them. You know, it's so funny I forgot to laugh. Like, I'm laughing on the inside. I really am. I'm dying. Brute. What is it? No, that's not. Wasn't that? What was the one? What was that one? The fucking saying? I don't know. They don't have good commercials anymore. Anything else would be uncivilized. That was what, Speed Stick or some shit. I don't even know. But here's the deal. We're gonna wind it up here. I'll put in about an hour or so on the mixer for a little bit. Probably not going to be as long as I have been the last couple of days. I don't think I put about an hour in yesterday. And we're going to get it all figured out. We're going to make it shake. I appreciate y'all for coming in here and talking about body positivity. I'm going to look up some of that DNA cell memory stuff that you guys were talking about. I think that's very interesting. Very interesting. You know when it's coming. You know when I start winding down. You can see it in my face. You know, so, you got jokes there, Heidi. Yes. Speed Stick by Menon. I don't even know who does that by Menon. Who was that? Who was the fucking, I don't even, do they make Speed Stick? Old Spice or something? Who fucking knows? Yeah, that is funny though. I mean, has LOL and LMAO, has that just ruined our senses of humor? I mean, has it just ruined the real laughing? You just kind of like chuckle, slightly humorous. So shut up and drink your crappy tea. That's funny. But again, we're going to call it a wrap here. Get on Mixer for a little while and then eventually go to sleep so I can actually get the podcast done early and on time tomorrow. Wise. You should have gave that little kid the tickets. I don't know why I just thought about that shit, man. I don't know why I just thought about that shit. But which one did he want? Did he want these or the other ones? That's fucking funny. Mixer is the GOAT. Mixer is where all the gangsters hang out. Like, see, the thing that's cool about Mixer is I can still talk shit and talk crazy on Mixer for now because it's not that popular and nobody watches what I do. So nobody's really going to get offended. But the people who come from like the Kush Den or Saw Sports who already know what I'm going to be talking about. But the Twitch is gay, dog. And if I said that, I'd get banned. That's like, it'd be just that quick. Twitch is gay, you're banned. It's like, I was fucking with Twitch, but Twitch would like, you can't say anything negative. I could probably say body positivity is a scam on there and I fucking get banned. Bow, you're out of there. Don't ever come back. It's fucking, Twitch is like, again, like, man, you know, honestly, I got to figure out something. I want to create a platform, but I guess it's kind of whack now because, you know, the U.S. is holding you accountable for the things that people say on your websites. But then, like, what's the point of putting in the work and fucking with Twitch if you just gonna fuck around and get banned? Like, whatever, you got to tell everybody, oh, well, I'm not on Twitch anymore. You got to meet me over here. So I just rather stick with the fucking Mixer because most people ain't really fucking with it. Only people who watch me on Mixer are like random 8-year-olds from the fucking UK or from Britain or something, and they call me a cunt and a tosser. And they should be going to sleep and all that other shit. But my thing is, you know, like, man, I want to talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about like the ninja thing, because I think it's, you know, people are getting like you're damned if you do or you're damned if you don't. And I just call myself getting off of this, but since we're halfway talking about it, Ninja said that. No, I didn't see Moore's interview. I have to check it out. Ninja said that. Okay, before we get out of here, Ninja said, that ninja, you goddamn ninja, that ninja said that for the sake of his relationship, he doesn't want to stream with female gamers because, you know, if you say anything, and then that's what people do. if you were to say anything halfway, because people make sexual innuendo all the time, or you can take any kind of wording or phrasing and turn it into some type of sexual innuendo, and said, you know, he doesn't want to do that because he doesn't want to have people, you know, sending messages to his girlfriend saying, oh, he's flirting with this, this, and this, because it's a thing that people do on the internet. They look for a reason to fucking fuck up what you got. And so I can respect him for that. I don't think it has anything to do but now people trying to make it, oh, well, I have a husband and I never have a problem. I work with 15 guys and I never have to, bitch, because I was watching it on Philip DeFranco. Philip DeFranco was talking about how, you know, shit, when he used to do streams with other females that, his wife would get all kind of fucking emails. People would email her clips and all this other shit. And come on, you think that ain't bad for somebody's relationship? Just because you're in a shitty relationship or nobody gives a fuck about you or your fucking goddamn husband's a cuck, you know, it doesn't matter. If the man wants to respect his wife by saying, hey, I'm not even going to allow the drama to come in, then cool. I can respect that, dog. It's like motherfuckers just again. So if he said, that's my thing though, because if he did stream with fucking females, and then people say, oh, well, you're being disrespectful to him, it would always be a thing, and nobody would be satisfied. You know what I'm saying? Balin, shut your ass. I've never had a girl dog there. How about that? That's about that. Everything else, well, I've only had dogs as pets. I think I had a cat one time when I was younger. I was real young. Piece of shit cat ran away, I think. Yeah, you better not tell me now, because then you'll probably go and tell and say Honcho was saying stuff about you and he was talking about big butts and stuff on the stream and all that other stuff. No, don't tell my old lady all that shit. Give a fuck. That's the problem. That's the problem. If you can't tell your significant other the shit that you fucking do, if you can't sit there and tell, motherfucker, if they have problems with that, then that's probably not the relationship that you need to be in. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So anything I talk about, I tell my old lady, yeah, tonight I was talking about this, this, and this, and man, somebody said this, and such and such said this. Oh, this shit is fucking hilarious. So it is what it is. You got to put yourself in a proper situation. But some people can't comprehend that. Some people ain't like that. Some people just want to But Simpin' Ken, we all know who Simpin' Ken is. But he ain't been simping as of late, so I ain't gonna give him a hard time. But my thing is, sometimes you just don't want people involved in what you do, man. Man, you just got to be careful like that, especially when you're the biggest streamer. Because people go, well, he could help so many other female streamers, come up because all he'd have to do is stream with them. And it's that's not his fucking job. Why the fuck they can't come up on their own? What female streamer helped him fucking come up? You know what I'm saying? Women already got a fucking advantage. All you got to do is stream in your fucking bra and panties and fucking you'll get 1,000 fucking subscribers. I stream in my bra and panties and it's not going to give me nothing. People going to say, Honcho, we need to talk. You got some weird stuff going on. Then y'all wouldn't want to be my friends anymore. And I would have no Twitch subscribers. So, see, that's very sad, 8Ball. I thought 8Ball could be trusted. 8Ball's on a line bench. 8Ball ain't been getting no action lately, so 8Ball is going on a line spree. Heidi ho. I like Heidi hoes. Some of them call them Amazons. Heyo. No, I've learned a new thing. I'm not a furry. I'm a scaly. I'm gonna give me a dinosaur costume. I saw Jurassic Jen, and apparently she's obsessed with Jurassic Park. So I'm gonna get me a lizard costume or a Gila monster, maybe a Komodo dragon. But you got to be careful because you can get Komodo dragon AIDS, and you don't want to do that. So, but with that being said, I'm gonna really wrap it up. We're gonna go and y'all are hilarious. What answer is that to? to Kush did. Man, hey, I'm not gonna lie to you about that. There are some super fucking fine cosplay models. Like, I seen one of them fucking, it was a black chick, and she was fucking dressing up like a bunch of different things. She had like a little Tomb Raider get up and some other shit. But I mean, like, that's how easy it is. You go to a fucking nerd convention, look halfway decent, dress up like these characters. You get all kind of be the real life version of these video game characters that they play. Now you have fanboys who are probably also incels sending you all kind of money and V-Bucks and everything else that video game related. Dress halfway sexy. You start you a webcam show. You make a fucking $1,000 a night. You're set for life. So there's that. You know. There you go, Heidi. You don't like video games, you know, you could fucking do a part-time cosplay in your Berlin clubs, and you would never have to worry about having sex because the incels will just, you know, give you more money. It'll be like tips on top of your job already. And then you put it on your gram, and you blow up Super Heidi gram. Bam, we came up with the solution. That's fucking hilarious. Some fat ass is Mario. Mario's the GOAT, man. But he gets all the love. You just send a real fucking plumber. It's me, Mario. Man. Yeah, Carmelo is a solid addition. I talked about it on the podcast today. Self-promo. But, again, for real talk, with that being said, I'm chugging up the dudes. Wonder Woman is a lesbian. People are mad. Oh man, we're gonna talk about fake outrage probably tomorrow. But I'm gonna forget that I said that, and it's gonna be a completely different topic by the time I can't remember anything as soon as Saw Sports is over, and I'm trying to hurry up and come up with a topic for the next show. So that's probably what's gonna happen. But I'll write that down hopefully. False outrage, because people are mad that I think the new Catwoman, they're complaining because she's not really, she doesn't identify as a lesbian. She says she's gender fluid. This is why I don't give a fuck about LGBT shit, like, because of fucking shit like that. Like, not that I don't give a fuck about the people, but I don't give a fuck about their problems. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't relate to this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be like a new Catwoman, and people, LGBT Barbie, you don't want to go to that. That's not the kind of meat you want to deal with. Oh, hold on. I think if I do this, let me see. Is that it? Is that my little code for it? Yeah, there we go. Gender fluid. She's basically dyking, and they're complaining because she doesn't identify strictly as a lesbian. Like, y'all don't identify as nothing. These motherfuckers, like, it's so fucking confusing. Like, it's really hard to understand these people. Like, if these are the biggest problems that you're having in your life is being confused with what you want to do with yourself, because you can't make a decision, I ain't got fucking time for that. I ain't got time for fucking pronouns. I don't have time for fucking fluidity. Like, so you're a dude today and a chick tomorrow. Like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try to be as respectful of people as I can. But once that type of shit happens, like, man, get the fuck out of there. I don't have time for that shit. But they're mad because, what's her name? Ruby Rose. And at first I thought it was a dude. Like, I thought the Ruby Rose was a dude. And because it identifies as gender fluid and not as a lesbian, she shouldn't play fucking Catwoman. And then Disney's having their first openly gay character, and it's not a real gay person. So all the gays in Hollywood, well, there's another role for gay actors getting taken away. So how many gays are playing straight actors on fucking TV, or straight people on TV? Like, let's get real. Like, that's the shit that kills me. Like, motherfuckers just want to be so exclusive about every fucking thing. I know they were mad at the one chick because she's playing like a tranny or something, or a trans man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, motherfuckers look for shit to get upset about. Live your fucking life. You're not playing the goddamn role. Oh, I saw that shit under the fucking thing. Yeah. Most people say, but fuck it, in response to Ray. Yeah, that's probably what they say. That's probably one of your few options. That's fucking 100%. Oh man. So there's that. You're sexually identified as an attack helicopter. Well, I doubt your missile firing capabilities. How about that, Balin? Think you're just a regular helicopter bailing. Yeah. What you going to do about that? So, no dreads in the eyes. Always keep them tied back. Look. But I'll tell y'all a story about that another time. With that being said, I'm going to I'm not even going to go with that story. It's not a story for tonight. Maybe on the mixer if I get creative. But with that being said, we chunking up the deuce. I'll catch y'all in not 5 to 10 minutes on the fucking mixer. With that being said, man, I appreciate y'all for taking time to bullshit with your boy in the Kush Den as usual. Again, if y'all have topics, y'all have ideas, y'all have things that y'all would be interested in talking about in the Kush Den, man, you can always shoot them to me via the gram. You can text the sauce line because I don't know where the Kush Den texts go because it's a different setup with the Kush Den line than the sauce line. And I think all those texts just go to an email or something. I don't even know which one. So, but with that being said, chunking up the deuce, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. I appreciate y'all. With that being said, I am adios. Say no to body positivity. Say yes to self-positivity. I almost didn't even kick y'all out. Y'all ain't got to go home. Y'all go to the mixer, but get the fuck out the den.